Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about regret. So, what is regret? Well, regret is a negative cognitive or emotional state that involves blaming ourselves for a bad outcome, feeling a sense of loss or sorrow at what might have been, or wishing we could undo a previous choice that we made. Regret is a very toxic emotion. It can eat away at us, it can keep us up at night, and it's something we all face at one point or another. We can have regrets about all sorts of different things. We can regret not trying harder in school. We can regret a past relationship failing. We can regret questionable choices from our past. The thing is, we're all going to have things that we regret in life. Regret is just one of those things we all feel. And tomorrow I'll share you guys a story of some deep regrets that I have in life. But for today, we're going to be talking about, just the concept of regret, and we're going to give you some quick background before we get right into it. So, regret does differ among males and females. One study has shown that women tend to feel greater regrets for relationships, while men tend to feel greater regret towards missed job opportunities or stuff such as that. Now, sorry about that quick cut, my dog started barking, but regret also differs amongst cultures. That's right. If you're in a Western culture, such as the United States, where we value freedom and individuality, then you are more likely to feel regret for stuff such as, well, just about anything. Because you know that there were other options you could have done to get a different result. But if you're in Eastern culture where it's collectivist and you're doing everything for the group rather than yourself, you are less likely to feel regret because of one key factor, and that is that you just figure it was the only option. You had to do what you had to do for everybody else, and you gotta just live with what has happened. So what is the value of feeling regret? Well, the values range and the detrimental factors exist, but some benefits could be it makes sense of the word. You can understand how the world works and how one decision can have many different outcomes. Even maybe understand part of the butterfly effect. It can help you avoid future negative behaviors or just making bad decisions in the future because you regret those you made in the past and you want to become better than who you were back then. An example for that could be if you regret some choices that you made with a friend where you phased a friend out because you didn't feel like talking to them about something that needed to get talked about. Of course, regret can give you greater insights into your life and maybe even into other people's lives. Because when you understand what regret is and what it stems from, you can see it in others and in yourself. It can also help you achieve a social harmony. And that simply just means that because you have a greater understanding of regret, you can sympathize with others better. Now, it can also improve our ability to approach desired opportunities, presumably because we regret our past passivity. So, because of regret, we can actually learn to avoid things that would make us feel this emotion. And as such, we can act in the present like we would have in the past if we had the choice to go back in time. So, advertisers can use this against you. That's why it's so important for me to explain to you guys and talk to you guys about regret. Because the brand V8, for instance, released an ad campaign that essentially was saying, instead of drinking soda, you should have had a V8 to help you lose weight. And that's just playing on the fact that some people are insecure about their weight and that companies manipulating you into feeling regret about your previous decisions as to try to sell their product. So, what can you guys do to cope with these feelings of regret? Because we all feel them. It's part of life. Well, we can harness the functional aspects. Regret, like any emotion, has a function in our survival. It is our brain's way of telling us to take another look at our choices. A signal that our actions can lead to negative consequences. It can lead people who have become habitual drug abusers or addicts of any sort to seek help and recovery. Regret is a driving force for positive change. While if you let it eat away at you and you don't do anything to change, it can be detrimental and make you depressed. If you allow the regret to change you for the better, regret is a beautiful part of life. It's painful in the moment, but the change it brings about is well worth it in the end. But one of the problems in doing that is to learn to let go of situations that you can't change. The past is the past. It's unable to change. We can't alter the past. Even if time travel existed, it would create a paradox where you wouldn't have gone in the past to change something if you didn't do it. So then you would have never in the past, so you never would have changed it, so it would have happened anyway. It's impossible to change the past. The past is past. You need to learn to let go what you can't. Don't let it cause you depression. Do not let it damage your self-esteem. Find a way to forgive yourself. And if other people are involved, find a way to forgive them. Because life with regret is not a life worth living. Learn to let it go, like Elsa. But make sure you don't take all the blame for things that you regret. If a particular choice happened because of a situation, don't overexert the blame onto yourself. If a situation forced you to do something you now regret, remember the situation that led to it. If somebody else was involved and they were being a bad influence, share the blame with them. Also remember, these things that we regret have led us to who we are now. They allow us to relate to people. We can now say, hey, I know you regret that decision. I've been there too. I've made bad decisions. I've done things I regret. And I can understand where you're coming from. But listen to me. Listen to me. We're in this together. And we can help each other out. Regret can be turned into this positive force where it allows us to be interconnected and understand one another better. Regret can be many things. But what you should never allow it to be is something negative. Use it for a positive change in yourself and in those around you. Don't let advertisers manipulate you. Just stay true to yourself always. And remember, everybody makes mistakes. Every single person on this planet has made a mistake. So there's no need for you to let your mistakes eat away at you. But on that note, I want to thank you guys so much for coming out and watching. No, it means the world to me that you've stopped by. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, hit that like button, because it really does mean the word to me. But I want to say have a great night, evening, or day, depending on when you're watching. And peace out, everybody.